남래게 상황을야 나도 들리시고 잡지도 다진게 텐저니게 그쳐 아무도 쉬아이.
First of all, I would like to wish good morning to everyone, and we will continue discussing the precious human life.
다들야 당봉엘이야 다 슝기 찌디 마지 교나야 만들어서 대다라 제발라 대박 거야 돼 대박면은 까베치 유를 미겠어 대다라야 바바 취 주변도 알래 대박 매배면 까베치는 미기데 사베메 있어봐라 누구는 뭐 지시는 시 송바다 상계 패버진 도래양 스베네지 대박 총에 상계 전주 시에버 민유수 시 송소 대나 대박 깨버 자대 바바 자스르 발래야 레양 까자와 그거 대발을 저러지 니네 디진시베 소한데 봐고 시 송소 와나 대박 시자와데 지대버시 인시하나 대발라에나 숨여데 이체베 대반 되베 대바 당에 대바 텔 이체베 대바네 유 레던 드부당 동해기 대바다 군중기 대발라 되네 겨와인데 대한 계획레인 리뷰 대한감지 대완종 이체 미기웨레인 리뷰 대한감지 동해종 이체 미유웨레인 리뷰 감고만이 대완종 이체 군중기 대바 시자 레던 용모 바제 동해기 대바 시자 사세기 부모가다 이체바 네베 대바네 라네메베 전주더니 개발전도 통해 대탑에서도 그거든 내면 라마 로바오 당외 대반에 유군조수나 되는 개와인데 남담으로서 상계 군조다 남도 규바 최 군조다 남주베 tro서 규바 긴디 군조를 면신 그라 sem다오 대야 청원발에 대박 간시는 레던 저보다 대바다 군조를 엄버리 이체받은 대바다 sem다오 셰송수 야는 제 친구는 눈에 세단 저보다 몸배 간시 최민다 대내 대바전시 장 예버리비 뇌셔 이제 송데 대란 눈배 쳐를 민다와는 뇌사기 처는 최미동한테 빼나 신신나를 켜라 세노람 부매단 기실에서 자가전 보다기 최통시서야 미동와 세단가 쳐를 민다와는 콘트롤 처는 최미동한테 빼나 신시기 다랑아라 뇌바천부처라 다루는 뇌바천부처도 중 최미동와 집에 쳐를 민다와는 제배 처는 최미동한테 빼나 가신나를 최미동나 뭐 숨게자는 이르시 최길을 샤상강아 줬어요. 최미동와 몸에 최리민다와니 미시비촌의 최미동와 배난 가식나를 남미딘 리부미딘 군조수미딘 최세네 지시 최쇼스한 최미동와 대다 남바시다 대마데 대바진 니리 주변에서 있는 대다 유에나 편바도면 기부초게 섬겨와 미공반은 뭐에 왕보선 노시 세와 수리 민년바이 녀모반 제로와이 뒤기 주일인 나와야 타벨람 예버교와이 개와자심보 소바이 상계만 보통와이 상기 진기로바이 대라 소바이 현재 성기미게 버종 대다야 구조 달래 손에 구조 달라리 손에 제다 제외셔라 되기 상기 세게 쥐라 되제바 전술하나메바 되기나 기부 전부 남기 셈게오 시발라서 송소 야 대바요나 상계 좀 된데 남게 대에 정도 준 최전 버체도 대다야 전주 선배 되는래 대발은 내비 전주 선배니 상계 좀 된데 남게 상계 취기 뇌도리네 대에 정도 시기 전주 선배 라면 아버 양타버 떼도 시에서 대다는 밀류 좀 붙이 시자 류텐주 나바니다 내 셈타바 나바 숨다 된바데 라면 전주 주비 땡기 가사에는 담배 주의신기 노부 타바른 부지 게래
So I think it would be best to start by just reading the words of the text. Following the virtuous path requires faith. Without faith, virtue cannot develop in one's being. Thus the 10 Dharma Sutra says, without virtuous qualities cannot grow in a person without faith, just as a green sprout does not shoot from a burned seed. Also, the garland of Buddha's sutras says, a worldly person with little faith cannot understand the Buddha's enlightenment. Therefore, one should develop faith. The Noble Profound Representation Sutra says, Ananda, fuse your mind with faith. This is the request of the Tathagata. In that case, what does faith mean? There are three kinds of faith: trusting, longing, and clear. Trusting faith. Understand that this faith depends upon the topic, cause and result, the truth of suffering, which comes from the truth of origin. Furthermore, it comes from trusting that happiness in the desire realm is the fruit of virtuous causes. Trust that the suffering of the desire realm is the fruit of non-virtuous action. Trust that the happiness of the two higher realms is the result of unmoving actions. Trust that by engaging in non-virtuous actions of body, speech, and afflictive emotions, which are called the truth of origin, one obtains the 5 defiled skandhas, which are called the truth of suffering. Longing faith. Understanding the extraordinary nature of unsurpassable enlightenment, one follows the path with respect and reverence in order to obtain it. Clear faith. Clear faith arises in one's mind by depending upon the three jewels. Develop devotion for and interest in the Buddha as the teacher who shows the path, the Dharma which becomes the path, and the Sangha which guides one in order to accomplish the path. The Abhidharma says, what is faith? It is trusting, longing, and clarity regarding cause and result, truths, and the three jewels. Furthermore, the precious jewel garland mentions, one who does not give up Dharma through desire, aversion, fear, or ignorance is called one who has great confidence in the Dharma. This person is a supreme vessel for the achievement of the ultimate state. Not giving up Dharma through desire means not abandoning the Dharma out of attachment. For example, even if someone said, if you give up Dharma, I will give you the great reward of worth, a man or a woman, or royalty, and so forth, still you would not give it up. Second, not giving up Dharma through aversion means not forsaking the Dharma through hatred. For example, suppose someone harmed you in the past. Even if you continued to be harmed in the present, you would not give up the Dharma. Third, do not give up the Dharma through fear. For example, someone may come to you and say, if you don't give up the Dharma, I will order 300 soldiers to cut 5 ounces of meat from your body every day. Even then you would not give up the Dharma. Fourth, not giving up the Dharma through ignorance means not deserting the Dharma out of stupidity. For example, someone may tell you that there are no such things as the truth of action or the truth of result, and that the three jewels are not valid, and ask, why do you practice the Dharma? Give it up. Still you would not give it up. One with these four confidences has real faith and is a supreme vessel for gaining definite goodness. Thus, one who has such faith obtains inconceivable beneficial effects: cultivation of a supreme being's attitude, avoidance of all undesirable conditions, possession of a very sharp and clear awareness, and moral ethics that will not decline. That person will destroy all afflicting emotions, will go beyond being subject to the Mara's obstacles, and will find the path of liberation. That person will accumulate great virtues. That person will see many Buddhas and receive magnificent blessings of the Buddha, and so forth. The Dharani, called Triple Jewel, says, one who has devotion for the Buddha and the Dharma of the victorious one who has confidence in the Bodhisattva's way of life. If such a one has confidence in the unsurpassable enlightenment, then that person will cultivate the excellent being's mind. The exalted Buddhas will appear in front of one who has faith and give Dharma teachings. The Bodhisattva basket says, thus when Bodhisattvas have faith, all the exalted Buddhas will see them as proper vessels, appear to them, and show them the perfect path of the Bodhisattvas. Thus the precious human body, which has leisure, endowment, and the three faiths, is called the working basis for the practice of supreme enlightenment. That is the second chapter dealing with a working basis from the jewel ornament of liberation.
다텔라야 남규 람진기 고 신예 딘즈니 소이 최인 고 텐줄 예간의 소인체 데지 송수지 다 예비임브레 다 남게 자와 신예 딘즈 손주다라 신예 템바 태양 데네 다 대발라라레 인두산에 자와 대바 종와스 근데 송고 아래 네 인두산은 다 대바디 쉽지 개좀데 신예 대아디난다 삼절 니기관의 신예 된거인 대안도 상바드 개체와 인두산에 자와 대바 종화사디 다 개침지 송요하래.
It is said in many texts of the stages of the path that the basis for the spiritual friend is faith, and the basis for the path is obtaining the precious human body. And so, if we are going to be able to practice the spiritual path, then the basis for that is to have the spiritual friend. And finding a spiritual friend depends upon faith. And so, in this way, faith is the root of the path and the root of being able to practice. And so, it is important for us to have this attitude of faith. And so, it is important for us to develop this basis, faith.
내가 내줄 기본주 지주밀레레 베기 대박 칼라요 안 내줄기 대박 닝라요 제 내지 송요하레스.
The Lord of Yogis said, most people's faith is from their mouth. My yogi's faith is from the heart.
다데 가레사나 미카시 직변하지 치기 철로 사마르베 치기 철로 다 넘규르 약보 치 철로도 넘규 리버레 충분히나 될래야 되는 촉신체네 라랑기 일에 밥마 다딩에 나와는 로브 쉬우지 좋은 사람 근데기 일에 밥마 근데가 토하나베 촉신체네 촉신기다 꼬라가르줘야지 젠다로 체지 진짜 제는 누구야래 다지 대방문에 저요 말았어.
And so what this says is that most people, when they see the external accoutrements, the way things look on the outsides, they think, oh, that looks really good, and then they feel attachment to it. It sort of fits with their ideas. It makes sense to them, and so they get attached to it. And then they follow that sort of attachment. Such faith is not actual faith.
내는 원박군주 나놀래야 가르쳐 원박군주 난데서 알아. 대박 강세나스 대박 강세나 여반이다. 윤den지다. 누반남라 원바 이체바다. 대바다. 되는 대바디. 뉴베텐체베 레제노스 다들이지 소요하다 대박 대백오 말해 대백오 되게 대바사 대바 숨기된 오을 숨는 게 알았어.
In the compendium of the Abhidharma, it says this: what is faith? It is having belief and faith and longing for belief in in what exists and doesn't exist, faith in the qualities, and longing for the ability. And so this is the faith. This is the support for the practice, and that is the essence of faith. And so in this way, it identifies the three different types of faith.
다들이 인두산에 다 대기 대바 넘었으면 땡겨요 그래. 이세배 대바, 당회 대바, 뇌배 대바데 대바 넘었으면 땡겨요 이메래.
So that teaches the three types of faith: the trusting faith, the clear faith, and the longing faith.
다 대라양 덴지링이 란돌 산안다도 내 윤제기 남샤라 따조 렌제기 남샤라 이체바다. 되는 니바 온도다 니리기 편연라 이 당화다 가와게와 다는 신다 티버숨기 람지부다 제바 토반데바 텐지부기다 대바숨부디 就是送啊，什么的，这个错了，这个送啊，但的这个娘们的，他啦，送了他们这，的心里呢开窍啊嘞。
And so, in this way, the first of these is trusting in the truth of cause and result, trusting in what should be done and what should be given up. The second is feeling confidence and belief in the paths and results to the higher realms and definite goodness. And the third is having strong desire and longing for the results of the three vehicles. So these three types of faith, they all work together and each help each other. And the practice of these is said to be the critical point of all of the different scriptures, and so it is extremely important.
Lama da guja sumge yuande tong ala dene digi bi yi cho ne yi cho yondu sane chui nyokba tangwa shindu semla made ba da made ba la so be nyomo ba tamji nyokba shini tene karjure Di shi yundu sane yuanden koma de zuda gyula girunga da ge rung rabu tenzegi karshura da rengshin do songa da diriji liya da tangwe teba pena chakbadan dembe kansa jigi tene chakbe yu yi donga tenezi tongye gab liya Kora digbe yi chwa ne, semle ya be karashwe da ji, da yi du miwa da ji dinde ke karashwe ji, minze bar dinde ke nambar toba thamje, ko nyawar shidu ya res, dende ba ji shadi ya resu.
If we are to explain them in detail with the clear faith, then this is primarily said to be the faith in the qualities. When one sees the qualities of the Lama and of the three jewels, then your mind is captivated by them. And when it is captivated by them, then just as water, when you let it settle, silty water, when you let it settle, will clear. Similarly, when you become captivated by these qualities, then your mind also becomes clear. And so in this way, it's said that you are now able to develop all of the superior qualities, and this just naturally happens. So that is the clear faith, or the sincere faith. It's like, for example, someone who has a lot of desire and attachment, who sees something really attractive. When they see something attractive, their mind is captivated by it. And when their mind is captivated by it, then any unhappiness or discomfort or dissatisfaction at seeing unpleasant objects just naturally dissipates of its own.
다음에는 원도 대바를 찾아옵니다. 다음 원도 대바텔에 기부 숨을 봐 자네 가수스전에 배 자네 삼담배입니다. 천디기다 낭시에 로사는 장도 천디를 샤발로데 쳔치마 다 쳔치메기 대화 된도니네 다 진체도 잠불라 서베기 렌젤은 배발라 되네 예 손에 털규에 받아 다나신 코알라 셴발로네 델레 타웨치도 람라바술은 베네 배발라 되네 코알라 털규에 받아 되네 랑된 이체레 셴발로네 셴든 전주도 NSD 가르에 니리기 공방 다 드미 바 저는 진짜 딱 니리기 공방 토기에 다 진짜지 토기에 봐 학고용 주산에 진짜지 게다 가르 탈바스는 다 차오 토버 차오 냐베 진짜다 추통주 말아봐 저기 지 꼼바 카범 되면 진짜 추처가 되보다 가지고 이거 추지 양을 보는 추를 통하면 이런 거 남사 될래야 태즈미야 봐 추에서 될래야 용도로 되는 신지 다 꼼바 추처가 되고 아다 된대지 말해서
When we think of the faith of longing, it's when we see the qualities of the results of the three different paths. If we think about it in terms of the three different types of people, if we think about the lesser individual, this is someone who develops revulsion for this life and then wants the pleasures of the future life. From that desire for pleasure in future lives, they go for refuge to the three jewels and are careful about karma, cause, and effect. And through this, they are able to free them. They see that they will be able to free themselves from the three lower realms. Or the middling individuals develop revulsion for samsara. From that revulsion, they practice the three trainings and they see that they will be able to liberate themselves from samsara. And then there are those who develop a revulsion for any selfish interest of their own. They develop bodhicitta. They do the practice of the six paramitas, and through this they will be able to achieve the definite goodness. They'll be able to eliminate and purify the two obscurations as well as all their imprints. So they understand that they will be able to do that. And then they see that result or that liberation that comes from that, and they think to themselves, oh, I want to attain that. I want to gain that for myself. And so they feel the longing to achieve that result, and that is the longing faith. It is like someone who is very thirsty. Their mouth is parched, and they have not had a drink of water for a long time. And when they look for water, they see water far off. Then immediately they'll go to get that water. And so, in this way, this faith of longing is like the thirsty person searching for water.
that's it. You give us our then dribu dewajo ne imbadang, dribu dungejo ne maimba. You make us our dene, that deladation you are dungejo ne imbadang, dewajo ne maimba la sobata, neg leather dribugi, nezu sange gade soya by nea, tela, teda tebe, tanan shimbe, dembare, yobare, some the milu yichen. 나대 앞에는 부중 마행 부중 말을 이때봐 더버스 배나 아마게 부중주지나 되나 아마게 다든 드리지기요만 드리지기요만 말을 델리아지 가르르다지 소수에게 세매 장배기 녜시 템포 매베이냐 아메게 나라 다 가르르지 이천지 티숨매바 델리아 가르르 티숨매바 이지 템포여바 That end of Uyares.
When we have faith that it is possible or appropriate that from a virtuous cause that a pleasant result is possible. It is impossible that an unpleasant or painful result will happen. Or when we have the confidence that from an unvirtuous cause, the result of pain, a pleasurable result arise from it. In other words, when we have the confidence that the karma, cause and effect, as it was taught by the Buddha, is true, and we think to ourselves, this is how it is, this is what it is like. And so we have this confidence and belief that it is unfailing like that. That is the trusting faith. It is like a little child who, when little children see their mother, they believe anything that their mother says. They think that it's true. They may not have any really validly instilled faith through or knowledge of their own that instilled through their own accord, but whatever their mother says or does, they think this is how it is, this is how it must be. And it is that sort of stable confidence and trust.
다 디팅도 되는 가담베 배슈사들 망고 여러바다 배슈사 디즈나로네 가르송 알았잖아 다 데이팅도 원은 쉬기 전에 대바 다 세메 담베 대바서 말하다 원은 쉬기 전에 대바 되네 게임 관계자 칠미도 봐다 된제게 대바 되네 사회동에게 랑진 배매 소란 주보다 다 디지스다 랑진 세바치 요나드네 가르 세바치 치니베 사회 동용주사나 아니 랑보지티조 배매 소나로레 jun로레 수직이 까토고 말레스 라고 랑보지 숙청보르제다 수직이 까토고 말레스 네고라샤야 jun로레스 데니 주산 텐더버체네 사회 동의 랑진 배매 소란 주보다 다 배순으로 대샤다 간다냐 겐 관계자 미즈와사나 치르도도 미두바 다 된제게 되네 가르소레다 와는 쉬기제나 대바 다 디지비는 대바시 자로 다 간다 가이네미네 가르소레 된제게다 와는 쉬기제나 대바 디지비는 대바시 소르치 부차리 알았어
In many of the texts of the Kadampa traditions, they give examples of these. And one of the types of faith they talk about there is the faith of those with sharp valid reasoning. And because they have valid conviction, then they can't be turned back, or their faith cannot be reversed or altered by any conditions or circumstances. It's said that their faith is like an elephant scorched by heat who rushes towards the lotus pond. And so when you have an elephant in hot weather who's very hot, and the elephant sees a lotus pond, they rush towards it. No one can turn them back because elephants are really strong. So no one can stop an elephant when they decide that they're going to jump in the lotus pond. And so similarly, when we have that sort of faith that we can't be turned back by any circumstances or any conditions, then that is the faith of following the Dharma of those who have sharp faculties. And so if we include this type of faith, then there would be 4 types of faith.
다tum 도나 다 대바사디 계절기베 jorwada ngushiden ju kange kapsuine tebale keshawames yende ngar maje ba kebarchi kebat nebarchi neba kone kondo pebarchi bala pebarchene tardu tabe sangi kompa masob ji pardo gui zo yins dadre suya ba yebre drenju sane ta ke tebadi kechum stayins
So faith is critically important in all phases of our practice. It's important during the preliminary, during the actual practice, and during the follow-through or the conclusion of our practice. In all of these phases, none of them will work without faith. Faith is said to be important in developing qualities that we have not had, in keeping and making them remain, in increasing the qualities, and finally, ultimately, in achieving the result of a Buddhahood. None of these will occur if we do not have faith. And so for this reason, faith is like the cause of everything, and it is very important.
사활도 딱 끄유빈 단 로그 다보 끄유빈 촐래야다 대바 나는 게 무구디 신도 다 개체와 드네 뉴스안에 중지된 숨경기 중고지가 나로라 또밖에 왜다 무구 코나를 게 내가 세요 바이므레스
And in our tradition of the Kagyu tradition, the protectors of beings, then it is said that faith, and in particular, in particular in the Drikung Kagyu tradition, it is said that faith. Okay. So this is in the words of the Drikung Kyopo or Jiten Sumgun, it is said that faith and devotion is extremely important. What he said is that the method for developing the method for developing faith is the method for developing realization is only faith.
다 되게 가르쳐야 무구 권한마도 신다 강고 메사거든다 그 말에 가에서는 가시에게는 무구 깔보 칙도 없어 여배 인두산에 안에 무구를 신다 강 무구 봐다 진짜 가르쳐야지 숨발라 고알랭게 알아디 이변에 갑들이야 또밖에 왜다 무구 권한 게 셰베게 셰바테게 무구 마다 신다 강냠네 신다 그거 말했어야 된다 말했어.
Now, sometimes when people hear this, they think that it means that, that you don't need to do anything. All you have to do is have devotion. And so when we hear about devotion as being the panacea for that brings all positive qualities, then sometimes if we might think that you don't need anything other than devotion, but that is not how it is. What it says when we say that what it says is that it's necessary to have devotion in order to develop realization. It doesn't mean that you don't have to do any other practice other than devotion.
But 상기 좀된 데게 장소 수준 보르rel레 아니 제질라 신딜라 연나 라메 천주 여바이 대면나 라메 천주 매바이 인스데 소요아레스 근데 이제 다 되게 가르쳐서는 장소 수준 보르rel레 근데 소요아레스 다 되게 장소가 최 신앙 무급에 된다 말했어 이내야 장소가 최 리릴라야 죽베게 최바께 밤 쪼아게베 된도 되네 가르쳐래 다 pen 조다데 장소 최 리리기다 펜연을 최바께 외체도 ane sangye de sun ara teda ne ji bore
For example, it is just as how when the Buddha was speaking about the 37 factors of enlightenment, and speaking of each of them, he said, if there is this quality, then you will be able to achieve, then there is the unexcelled enlightenment. And he said this about each of the 37 qualities. And in saying them about each of the 37 qualities, he didn't mean that you didn't need the others of the factors of enlightenment. He said this about each of the 37 factors of enlightenment in order to create enthusiasm and in order to create joy in each of all these and to praise their benefits and qualities. And so that he said that each of them was necessary for enlightenment in order to create excitement or enthusiasm about the 37 factors of enlightenment. And it is similar here.
大家来母语下的他念的，当晚被他念的，送了个他念了，台北市给玩的。但是就是啥呢？他全都这个当晚被个他念的，送了个他念，他讲话嘛，他全都这个那个这个差的。
And so in this way, devotion is a term that comes from key instruction. It's a term that comes from the scriptures. From the other scriptures are actually, in meaning, they are the same. There's just a slightly different usage of the two.
다다 공도 슈베 대반 넘버 숨 이셰베 대반 당외 대반 뇌베 대반 넘버 숨예베 나네 나 뇌베 대바디 매베이나 대바 시행기 나 대방 대바 시행기 고시라 추어 말았어 가라서다 이셰베 대바다 당외 대바사다 퍼지지 가르종 안조 지라베 뇌 대반으로지 소수 가르쳐 유리야 봐 가르쳐다 par töba zamam tela rewa töba zamado be susu ngene ji bezu chene ta zene ji ngondo gi jiboru ji tangdo nyego samsaro ji mebina ana kunjosmulo ba ji rewaru ji gyabru ji gö deba zamado be ge tene susu ngene ji tabada tam지 시ema 뭐서 토야라 왜 대바 이체베 대바다 당외 대바 점시 고치고 말했어 당원에 지 소소 탈베 고마 조고 왜 이미나 진짜기 겹줘야 로점도对别 로점이 로점시 뭐인바 아 된저베다 공방데 라메 천주기 공방데人이 응원도 저人이 토버차 삼바다 니지기 원도게 대바디 개심 쉽지 자디 어레스 안드니 주산디 주제데네 무구사데 가르쳐 고르선 원도게 대바데라 고고 대바 넘버 숨기 나네 원도게 대바들이야 무구사데 데라 고알랭고 여비 브레스
And so for that reason, of the three types of faith, the trusting faith, the longing faith, and the trusting faith, longing faith, and clear faith, it is the longing faith that is indispensable. Without longing faith, then the other two types of faith do not become true faith. For example, if we have
the benefit,
or they're not effective or beneficial types of faith. For example, with the trusting faith, it's like dependent upon the object. It's sort of looking at it. It's putting your hopes on or depending upon the object, hoping that they will bring you some sort. And so helping that they'll protect you. So like when you have the clear faith in the three jewels, it's like you're putting your hope in them, hoping that they will protect you. But unless you do some sort of efforts on your own, they will not be able to help you achieve the ultimate results. So neither the trusting faith nor the clear faith will actually bring a result. And so it's not enough just to have the faith where you're hoping for some protection, where you're depending upon it. It is important for us to have the faith where we actually put effort into doing something and actually try to do it ourselves. So in that way, the faith of longing is extremely important. And when we discuss devotion, then what we mean by devotion is this longing faith among the three types of faith.
Today in Hindustan, Mugu sa de signi ge gwan chu ya de dang bu de me de ni ba de gu de me sa de ka de sa na da lama sangye yi khoma sa mar we sanan de do lama ma jan na de do sangye yi khoma lam de do ka dar sangye yi khoma thobar de be lo mi se ba ji da tang ye khoma thon ji mo ro nyam ba de ji ge da lo mi se ba rewa chen bu shi bu ji da yi ji ge da longing sa ar ji 자기를 가서 지다에서는 좀 다 가르라고 그러다 간다르베 가서 거왕서만 다 드네르지 유에되버지 다 드네질이야 메바스가 알아서 다 구바스 주산에 텐드베데 공방데 랑기 쏘단 되네 베 쏘다 제부잡네 민도로왕 야나 텐드베 공방 신도 니에 가와지 인베 인자 텔레야 베 시부지 가르죠 니에 가와 공방 데르지 니에 가वे 공방데 톱에 탑 그바 신부 좀바 신부관에 냠설레마 딱그 사르지 당 셰사르 비로와 셰세 측자네 다 드네게데 공방데 좀바 신부 몇바 가르죠다 좀바 신부 탑데 매주 신부관에 다 루버체바 데라야다 무규스가 아래 단 도나 랑게 몇바 제세기 이문께서 몇바 제세기 유 탐지 캠베 타바도 탐지 캠베 공방 대코네다 공방 된도 니와라 그거 전부 깨는 준주 깨봐 다 지내질이야 버지 가서래다 무규스고요
The Tibetan word we translate usually as devotion is mugu. And actually it's a compound of two words, me and gu. So the word me here means that there is the unexcelled state of Buddhahood, or you could just say the state of Buddhahood. This is a strong, long, huge hope that you think if an unbearable hope, if that state. And so this in English we can call longing, the strong longing that you can't bear the thought of not achieving it. And then the second word, gu, refers to that even at the cost of your life, you will not give up your wish, your longing for this. And so it's seeing that what you want to achieve is extremely difficult to achieve, and so then putting real strong effort into achieving that, being very diligent about achieving that, and working at the, and so using the methods and the effort, with great methods and efforts. And so in this way, we can...
dedicated.
So being extremely dedicated. So we could say that it's being dedicated. So longing and dedication, we could say. So in this way, it's like it's having such great longing for for what you feel faith in, the state of, or for what you want, the state of liberation and omniscience, and having only the longing for that you are extremely dedicated to it, and you are extremely diligent about it. And so that is what we mean by the Tibetan word mugu, which we usually translate as devotion in English.
대답이다 무구대야 퇴발에게 무구다 삼발에게 무구다 공발에게 무구 남바숨 영어처럼 예비면에 이나야 다 퇴삼을 처음에 무구디 무구 템포만 있어 무구 템포 도도 매바데 공중을 때네 개고아레 스타트 내수 예비면에 대양 다 공중이 냠내 제베깔 빼나 솔람다 졸람당 다 통람 검람 다 지솔에 준비신도 ane be mugu cheru somarbe 다 ndege ji 가르쳐 주주에 다 저기 가르쳐 지수야 여비 임바레스
With devotion, there is devotion that arises from listening, devotion that arises from contemplating, and devotion that arises from meditating. And of these three, it is said that the devotion that arises from both listening and contemplation is not stable. If we want to have stable, irreversible devotion, then that needs to be the devotion that arises from meditation. And so as we simulation, training, seeing and meditation, then our devotion goes stronger and stronger. And so there is this one way of explaining it.
다 될라양 공도 주변은 시에 나라 소리야 다 진짜게 배 원대 대바스는 장도 무구지 게메사데 삼로동과를 차리하래 무구 남주 무구에 삼바테기 오늘 고렌두산에 야 가르레지 양고 가르레 고렌두산에 매대버다 근데 용대가 하래 대라야 빼나 대야 지주밀레베기 나브라타발라 삼로타나 신내지 아주 무구사데 사가 촌한데 내가 여비지 렌도 삼청게
So as I've said before, we really need to think about whether we actually have such a longing faith, or you could call it the devotion. So we often think that, yes, I have devotion, and yet when we really examine it, it's difficult to say that we do. So it's like, for example, if we read the life story of Milarepa, it's only then that we begin to get a feeling for what devotion actually is.
지주 밀레베기 다구지 되라 되네 디보 망보사 랑 마그 된도 디보 망보사 다 디보 망보사네 베나 투담보디 geb주사네 미순송아 세야래 아드네 야 남다 가시나 제비나 디기 드네 야 제수 양가지 투 가시捐钱 간다 미망보지 세베게자 미십중급지 세베게자 드녀야래 세잔 진짜 다 딕션 보지 싸요 왜 인도산에 아니 가서래 지주 밀레래 바디 오늘 가서 코랑기 나 오늘 땅에 딕션 보시 싸서 근데 인도산 다 늦잖아 다 가서래지 근데 인도산 다 딕발은 겨 보시게 딕발은 겨 보시게네 다 딕자네 다 세들이 오늘 가서래 상계 공부하지 통나마도 새롭지마 근데 냐와는 저가 레 상사사 레인주산에 다들 쳇질레 상야 당화지 고도 삼제 애들이 다들 가바르 지시에 요즘 말해 다들 이제 다들 고도 gondu산에 고도 gondu산에 아니 가르쳐sana 가사데 년대와 주셔
With Milarepa, in the first part of his life, he did many wrongs, he did many wrongs at the behest of his mother, and so he sorcery. And when he first did this, he killed 35 people. In addition to this, some life stories say that he also cast sorcery another time or two. And so basically he killed many people. We can say probably 40 or 50 people that he killed. And so he thought to himself that he had accumulated so many huge wrongs that he thought, I've done such huge wrongs that he felt great regret for it. And he thought that either he had to achieve the state of Buddhahood in this lifetime, or otherwise he had already accumulated the karma that was definitely going to cast him into the lower realms. And so he felt that he definitely needed to get the instructions to achieve Buddhahood in this lifetime.
And jizu marbadan je. And jizu marbala and be sijil sangya tanga yeba korang tai. That jigi karshruda jizu marbalaya dindiji karshruda yeba sijil sangya tanga yeba haku. Ke. Di kenju sane and be marbegi karshruda. Marba mado beta unetin she. 다 라만을 대하면데 케 다디 토래야 수수다 딕션보지 사위 디 농 예바르도 시부지 예비 다 가르 제고 중네야 가르바르지 세하게 제고 삼으로다 딘지기고 뢰동선은도 셈리야 다 닝도도 수 다 딘지기 돈에 안다지 밀레버스도 사네 다지 담배 취리야 까지 배주 잡아치니 나도 내지 shum입니다.
And so that being the situation, he went to look and met Marpa the translator. And he understood that Marpa the translator had the instructions to achieve Buddhahood in one lifetime. And so he realized that there was no choice. It was only Marpa. There were no other lamas who had these. He had accumulated such grave wrongs. He knew that he had to do whatever was necessary. And he had that dedication, or that he gave up everything else and thought that was all he could do. He had such great confidence in his mind. And so for that reason, he was able to undergo such extreme hardships and extreme effort for the sake of the Dharma.
제가 드리시도 산다 간다 지주 마르바 딘디지 까지 매주 뉴루 딘디지 차고 되고 로규 감정을 하래 되고 가수라다디 델이야 드리지 용과 미용 까매지 딘디지 중물에 나이는 가수로 건드셔야 돼요. 가수로지 상기 공마사 타바이 공마사 지 가르쳐야 딘디지 지주 밀려야만 신 그래서 가르쳐 미톱 까매는지 딘디지 삼르시다야만 아 중나야 아버도 마중나야 디스레 삼사로 지가 칸데 시고 말디네 다 되나도 승불 디소르죠다 상게 고마토는 도로체네 아버로다 이네 마톱네 딱간 규미도 생겨는 비치다 내르비시야 딘디지기다 무기지 고아요 딘디지 삼로 딘디지 예비나 아니 수수기 텔레야 람텔레야 쩨바 쳔보지다 텔레야 드니베 가수에 매바 쳔보지 제약깔라 가버 드레 디 균설 때네 아니 가수에 되니 제가 넘주 거뒤이미는 아주들이 다 삼바 삼전 이기나는지 삼바 꿀롱 슈자지 매바 되게 만담이 그 아주 상로래야 대 견데 중나 중심으로 주제 드레 민주산에 근데 먹이기 되네 가르쳐 년태게 택반에 손데 여기 상아 도시 티베 파르려야 다 정말 꿀롱디 꿀롱 슈자버지 거라스 년중배나 코알은 예버는 중앙에서 두산다 코알은 로 시도 로 잡아지 로네 다 델레베 쉽지 가르에 셴로 쉽지 겐 드레지기 토네 다 코알레 찌터르지아로 드레지기 삼로 슉 차버지 깨고 하다 개심버레스 다 되고 가르에 돼 타나야 드레지고 와 나나 되고 심백가로야 란디 이제를 로 차불로원 델레베 가르지 셴바 띵니 로안네 되네 셴드 심징 제도다 심게야 다들이 지 이중 미중 다는 되지 거 알아 예 아절 되어만다 아 요마라서나 디 한바산 저기기데 이네야 다디 슉 잡아지 요만 저만 모임바 슉 잡고 되지 요만 되지 매베 인두산에 되네 람 간데지 베즈 쉐비나 다디 당보도 와버지 악사를 버치 섬을 데지 악사를 세두산 당보도 와버지 잘라는 것은 사버를 레두산 될 인트레스트 버지 그래 버지도 악사를 쉐 디네 걸리 라근 주만은지 통도 레두산에 되네 가르쳐야지 죽장마도 봐 냠랭기 죽 육승마도 봐 다들 이제 어디 있어 다디 인디 균센 소데 네 그런 슈라지 매봐 네 인주산에 디 균센데네 담바 고만놈이 가르친 거라서는 아졸려다 라마 고마 베나 그 유이 라마 고마 되수이네 담보 꾸지 되래 깽에 잡아지 중버텔라 때네 다 간다 코알라 로로선한다도 셴발로네 드네 이제 라도 중화당 야나 라도 중화함 야나 지금 주발란 시과 담배 취할 시부터인데 취하는 주부터인데 경가래도스 아주 다 기부 대보는 전에 리걸리 기부는 전에 다들 아주 취할 시대고 다들 기부대 시라디 오늘 가르쳐 섬리야 남살라오 주로도 위기 다들에게 간다라 섬리야 진짜 다 그런 수자지 뭐정도 내 뭐정이 지체게 천대 되년 머신도 지다 체대 되년 머신 마다베 다 야부지야 갈라 가버레서
And so in this way, we can see from the stories of the forefathers that it's necessary to undergo through such difficulties, to undergo such hardships and effort. So this is how Milarepa went through this. But we need to look and see, how is it for us? When we think about the state of achieving the state of Buddhahood or a state of omniscience, then do we really have such strong effort to it for it as Milarepa? We may say with our mouths that we want to do it, but we do not really actually have that same strength of motivation that it is within the depths of our being. And so if we don't have that strong wish to achieve liberation or that wish to achieve Buddhahood, then how is it that we can actually develop real devotion? It would be difficult for us to put in the effort and the diligence that is necessary for us to practice. And so usually between the two aspects of our intentions and our actions, we don't put enough emphasis on our motivation. We need to have a really strong motivation. And the problem is that our motivation is not strong enough. And so from whatever path we are doing, from the paths of the listeners up to the paths of the secret mantra Vajrayana, we need to have a very intense motivation. For the paths of the listeners, you have the motivation of renunciation, or the wish for, the longing for liberation. It's a strong revulsion that has developed for samsara. And thinking about that revulsion for samsara, then you do everything you can to liberate yourself from that samsara. And so does that strength. And we need to have that strength of devotion, or that strength or that intensity of our intentions. Likewise, in the Mahayana, we need to have a really strong revulsion for any wish to bring benefit to ourselves. And we need to think that we need to have the intention of doing everything for the benefit of sentient beings. And yet, when we look at ourselves to see whether or not we actually have such a motivation, we can see that we do not really have that strength, that intensity of our motivation. We don't have that unmodified motivation really in the depths of our hearts. And so for that reason, it's difficult for us to actually what efforts are we actually able to put into the path? We do not have enough interest or ability to do that. And even if we start the path and we're not able to really maintain it and bring it to development. And so the main thing is that we don't have that intensity of the motivation that we really need. And so when we look at the lives of the Kagyu forefathers, we see that in the first parts of their lives, they encountered terrible difficulties. And because of these terrible difficulties, they then developed renunciation or revulsion for samsara. And because of that revulsion for samsara, then they either became monastics or they engaged in their Dharma practice. But we find it enough to just sort of enjoy our lives and to have a pleasant life. And because of this, then we don't have that intensity of motivation in ourselves. And so it ends up that whatever we end up doing really ends up being just for the purposes of this life alone, and it is difficult for it to really turn out well.
다 dindeji 개대 ngazo dindeji mugyuji kala khansamroji da mugyu dindeji yebi ina ane shida bezu de shida chema go ba da garre bezu cheda chegore de ina be karshro bezu deso tunjo otanda bezu shida chema go ba nyurdo 상계 고마 토야 다 dindeji 고급 예비인 버스 대예바 대양 균지 지인시나 추지에 다불라지 니메질이야 다불라지기 되네 제 공바사데 콜로만 개집지와 삼성 군주의 공바니 집벌에서 되는데 다가다 집 되네 규숨께 바당 되네 캄바돌게라 소반 dinde기 초바 망보지 초대에 잘이야 되네 카페버스 깔업 나오르스 깔업 가르나르스나 다 계란주 된동에게 까와빠도 매버 제베인스 되네 인두산에 계란주 제과까지 탐지 녜웨 계란주 제도 제사인스 근데 계란주 소화다 답 지부 초바인스 소화답시나 아버지답시나 디지부단 득되지 소시스 근데 까나버스 된 다는 신기 자고 상바 신비장 당에게 최 컨디지비네 최 컨디지 염살람에 대 고아sam을 마셔버치네 understanding someone 고아sam을 마셔버치네 최 가래 갈래가요는 딩아랑 랑랭도 봐 땀니 염살레베 예수 대한배 깬토도 가르소에 깬다 세네 고바이스 되네 인두산 연대 컨디지 미냐 이면sam도 류메스다 심규리 조르디스 dindeji topna samne 가르소 이묘기 유점도 많이 봐 다간다 심규리 전에 예배이스 dindeji 퓨숨 사업에 다치 dindeji 상마르베 친한게 dindeji 퓨숨 사업에 dindeji 탐제베 딩니 까와 탐제 녜제샤여스 dindeji 그냥도 소환된 게 소리 기부서야다 세네 dindeji게 다 까낭버레스다 다 되게 녜 dindeji 랍샤
And if we have that sort of devotion, then just having that devotion means that we will not have to put as much effort into the path. Of course, we still will have to put efforts in, but in comparison, it is not as much. We will have the opportunity to quickly achieve enlightenment. And one reason for this is, as Gampopa said one time, when there was an assembly with Gampopa and his nephew Gompa, the Dusum Khenpa, and the Kampa, the man from Kam, Dorje Gyaltsen, and so forth. At that point, Gampopa gave a little talk, and he said, "For your sake, I have gone through..." So Kampa, the man from Kampa Dorje is actually Pamadrupa. And at this point, Gampopa gave a talk. He said, "For your sake, I have undergone incredible difficulties, and I have all done this for you so that you will not have to do such difficulties. I have already done them for you. It is enough for you to just supplicate me." Likewise, the great master Gotsampa also said that when I practiced the Dharma, I did not just leave it at a mere understanding. I practiced all of the difficult dharmas, and I wasn't let myself to be overcome or swayed by circumstances. I did the practice, whatever practice was difficult, and I did them fully, not just leaving them as something that I imagined that I had achieved, but actually developing it within my being. And so in this way, I accomplished all of the interdependent conditions, the external and internal conditions, so that for you. So it is enough for you to just supplicate me and supplicate me and enjoy yourselves.
다디 가르 드나르도 가르sun고였으나 드네 지당기 렌지 귤라야 렌지 계제나 녀랭기 규 니야로바 예외 인주사네 녀랭기 규데 다 간사르니기 쩌바 코나라라 레버마다 거주 고만나버지 바소소사야 말바 다이네야 렌지 제겐데 라라 녀랭기 준주데 시럽예베 이네야 렌지 제겐 거 유기라마 다 딘데 매베이나 거 유기라마 매베이나 다 민주바 드네 인주산 디균셀 때네 치 gen sanandrado leji chigen sanandrado ta chi gen ka yu la me chobar chene kawa jara tume go ne de beba chene ta ka yu la me jibo mar ta kandar sangye de chenju sa ba na ta yawa khoma nam gi kandar karso ya da ji tambe che man jangma de gar che resana kimjang na lo man jangma de gar che resana khala sa chojo 부고다 아바다 디주 나로 레스 클라스 주주 클라스 트리첸데 샤죠 다가난 신거주 라마 디주기 최대도 냠소 레 초조 땡 초조 루 초조 제는데네 쇠쇼아레스 다디 다 까와져로 당아주 소안데바 지부 초사데 소안데바사데 다 두개 잡데바 라마 두개 잡데 지부 팽거 말에 소안데바사게 쇠인데라 냠네 탐지 창유에서 다 소안데바 드레인주산에 아주지 소원 데비스두산 테가스 프레이어 그런 쇠인데부 칭되는 도바 좀 많이 봐 간다량 라메 숨어든시 단 냠소 렌 뉴바 다 딘데지 충분히미나 되네 링브로메도 봐 가제된 배봐 시라 재미고 봐다 간다라 뉴르도 제 상게 고마 토야요 봐나 딘데게 개와 상보 지 야래소 드네 인주산 디균세 때네 안가주 드네기 가르쳐야지 와다긴 퇴일 침배고네 매주 제거하디 계시머래 퇴일 침배고는 매주 제도나 제네 가르쳐야지 준비 좀 가르쳐 까왕 좀 사지 기지지 봐 디소로 제지 준비 침배고는 좋도나 신도 녀가와 다 간다. 진짜 톱가 상계의 공부하는 것이 의미네. 톱주 매매지 말았어. 톱도 그랬어. 아들이
When we talk about the causes for something, there are two types of causes. There are the cooperating conditions, and there is the substantial cause for something. So the substantial cause for us achieving us alive enlightenment is our own efforts, our own diligence and efforts. And this is, of course, necessary. This depends upon ourselves. But the cooperating conditions are the external conditions or circumstances that we're in, and these are something that the Kagyu Lamas have prepared for us. They've gotten us ready. And without these Kagyu and without these cooperating conditions, no matter whether or not we have the actual cause, we will not accomplish anything. And so the Kagyu Lamas have already done the efforts to provide us with the external circumstances or the cooperating conditions. And actually, it's not just the Kagyu Lamas who've done this, it is all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and great masters of the past. So it's like the mother in a household who prepares the meal for everyone so that it's ready and waiting for them when they come home. So it's just ready, waiting for them to eat. In the same way, the Kagyu Lamas have, through their efforts and difficulties, they have made it ready for us just to do the practices and do everything without as much extreme effort. And so when we say here that then, when the Lamas say that it is enough to just supplicate the Lama, then that doesn't mean that we don't have to do other practices as well. What it means is that all practices are complete within the supplication. It doesn't mean that we can just sit there wailing a supplication or a prayer. And so it means that that everything is ready. The Lamas have taught the practices and we are able to practice them. And so if we supplicate and we have that devotion, then after not such a long time, we will be, if we undergo the difficulty and undergo the hardships and put the effort in, then we will be able to quickly reach the state of Buddhahood. We have the fortune or the opportunity to do this. And so we have to understand this as meaning that we have to have that we need to seek it in this way. We need to put the effort into enlightenment. And if we do so, then we put in the effort and the diligence, and then we will achieve that which is very difficult to achieve, the state of Buddhahood, without much difficulty.
아메게 베라 칼라 지야르 다 칼라 지여두산 다 소수 베주샤데 망부지 샤고야 만다 소수 칼라데 사고 칼라데 사디 칼라사데 칼라사인 제베 칼라스와 칼라카르부다 칼라사데네 소르 겹제 제제데 마 당샤들 봐 다디 야부지 제비나 아니 고 좋아냐는 직자르 봐 안드린 주산에 데르브제 다진 주산에 다까스 바방아 소디 가르르다 주메기 군주스 말베다 노스 주투예베 임베레 나리미나 가성만이 쉬는 시래 나르게 뒤줄이야다 베나 지리 별 간장의 종기 한번 상계에 땜바 양구에서 지그 유땜바 달롱 동차 치바 동타를 녀다 네 나로래야 니지기 고급 그주세 니지 고급 자첨부지 머종이 말해 대 고급의 머종이 민지다 아 머종에 대한지 라마 고모는 투지 체왕 와 충의 균생이 많이봐 난갑디두산 딱한다 유디 내급 요왕이다 니지기 가르에 고급지 머종이 말해 다다다 이제 고급 상부세네 장도 고급 야버지도 스토어에 인주산에 다 고급디 덤진체제 아주 되게 고급 덤진체 수수용원에 매버된 거한테 개침을 해 가인사는 아리네 고급 민두 체제 아주 카다스럽지 아래 다다 다 고급 예배 인주산에 수수 배주 체마제 마도베 다 고급 예비 인주산에 디균세 되는 아주 배주 체와데 계신부를 주제 삼정이
So when a mother has prepared the food and then you just come home and eat it, there's not a whole lot of effort that you need to do. Eating food, all you have to do is chew it and swallow it and enjoy the flavors, and that's fine. So here we are at the Winter Dharma gathering for nuns, and as I have said before, in the past, over the last 1,000 years of Tibetan Buddhism or Kagyu Buddhism, such an opportunity, such a vast opportunity has not occurred before. And the fact that there hasn't been such an opportunity before is not a sign of the masters of the past lacking compassion or lacking the intention. Rather, it is a question of the time and place that it did not occur. But in any case, now we have achieved such a good opportunity. And now that you have such a good opportunity, you have to take ownership over that, of that opportunity. It's your own individual responsibility. In the past, it would have been enough, we could complain, oh, we didn't have the responsibility, but now we can't complain. You have the opportunity. And so you have to, and whether you put the effort into it or into taking it or not is up to you. And so it is important that we put effort into it.
다이네야 강해지 가려워서나 아주 지조 돌려야 미럽니 미럽스 교배다 금주이스 침배 따와로 지어로 따와 아다 부메스 니레지고 알았어 나 니레지면 다 부메데 진레레 듀리스 하는지 딜레지기 다 가르쳐 따다로 지어래 아 따다로 듀리스예비 인두산에 지조응에 딘데 따다요 수수응에 다 니레지고 알았어 사람 따다로 지어비 딘데가 도안에 부메라 지 따당 노르와 따당 상부모이면 늦지여비 인두스 데가 토안에 참섬 지 부메주입니다. 법에 만당와 야나 가르주에 가르주에다 뉴베 만당와 데기 니주 통요하래. 나 이내야 다 딘데 그 따당 눈주지엔데 아주 소지 잡고야 돼. 알아서 따와 로버사디 나바상 나네 개치주지 가르쳐서나 간다 지린 직댕 아주 더주 미지 더주 안다나 신외비 니주를 더주디서 더주 양다번 진과디 즉钱呢 다시 다음에 받당 동번이를 서베게 따와 남샤 망부지 송과 김진디 조조 안한주에게 다 더주 로바 대달에 겹네 따와 만으로와 지다 따당 만으로와지 과디 개심이바 따디 최 탐제기 자와서는 다도 타바토야 자와로도 대인바 아들 순거 알아 제가 된 안주 따와디조 눈주진시 예비나 따텔라 요상 과다 마다바 다버셔 과디 개심시라래
But the difficulty that we face is that in the society over many generations, we have a habit or a custom of saying that, oh, women shouldn't be like that, women shouldn't do that. If women do that, then they're like devils or like demons. And so there's this societal view of women. Sometimes because from society, we feel that influence from society, then we each individually think, oh, I should be like that. And so if we do that, that is a mistaken view, and it is not a good view. And from that view, that is what often leads to the situations where we lack enough confidence or we lack enough ability to do something. And so that is a wrong view that we must change ourselves. And in Buddhism, actually, we consider fixing or changing our wrong views to be very important. It's like the foundation of all our Dharma practice is having a correct view of the world, a correct view of the human life, a correct view of the way things actually are. And that is the reason why we have such extensive presentations about the selflessness of the selflessness or emptiness and so forth. Primarily, this is in order to change our attitudes, the way we view things, and so that we can fix any attitudes we have that are wrong or harmful. And so this is because such views are like the foundation of all Dharma, the foundation of achieving liberation. And so if we do have such a wrong view, then it is important for us to change that view or to make pure what had not been pure.
상계기 가담 안 지주 계획 댄슈 마모지가 나로래야 안 참섬 가르쳐야지 부메디 다 경기 중에 임바다 부메 녀모마와다 경기 중에 임바다 다 망고 싶지 소요하래 네 티지는 엄마지 통유 다디데 마주나 가서로 마주나 가서래 디나라 부메사데 치디다 벽에다 부메사데 다시게 나 잡아게 푸사는 미테네 푸스 매사데 연대매베 매스 미텔 매스 다 부메디 아라도 남지데 내가 미래도 제메래도 사지 직시러 봐 개바디 미텔제 제메디 다디 마주는 가서라 다가도 교망고 셰시아레스 자외가단 지주케베 대주나로라 데네베 교인이 중에 임바단 녀모 망와다 다 망고지 손아레스 다이네야 다디 디 망보 손여베디 아니 지 룸버소스에 나로래야 수균 따와요 봐 수균 따와지 여베지 대강라 상계 손 지주케베 대주 쟁네베 다면데 데네 보메도 렁기베스 다바다 기가리 상계 니레송하다 진주케베 니레송하르스다 다이네 디 숭야디 괴배왕기 상계기 나 진주 상계 괴배왕 소샤바지 괴바가리왕 소샤바지 레사나 딩무스 지 부메레 메르바야 쳇도 메임바 데 괴배왕 소샤바지 데 가레스다나 다지당기 개바이네 지 부메레 차와다 부메네 개바를 차버다 되고 예베인 되게 차번이 와르시와 답변은 아주 자주면 공방 토발이야 되뉴 방고 아래 예바도 레벤용 레벤 되자 다 something이 가르쳐야지 뇽죽 토발라서 버티솔 인지미지 다 자주면 공방 지지부 기자만 다 간다 되뉴도 방고 아래 다 되뉴 방고 예베인도 사네 레벤용모라베 냠버데는 될베 꾼도 따네 다대야 보 말해서지 그 꾼도 따고 아래 다고 꾼 따고 주사네 녀모는 꾼도 따연도 산다 녀모기 처유 에디솔라양베지 다 미도발 공발라서다 내거라 지 이동화 차베 이동화 되솔 이도 미워 다 진짜 되소 괴배왕기 송샤버치다 다가나 시갑 되주사네 은 상계 다 gelong마디 치주다 중대버지 마도 딩엘야 상기 글로마 마체 다 gelong 파다 다는 저도 좀 파경하는 차디가래 데인다 디졸다 상기기 다 부메기 다 부메기 가르야지 꾼다 다 디조 어르 나다 디조조 지 가르야 차관이 어르시베 된다려 드리지 송샤바도 미시 개버 차르셀은 다 벤도사죠래 디나라라 아니 상계래야 아 다베 부메기 예바 짱야시네 아 개발은 예바야 말베스다 그래서 아 개발은 예바야 알았다 니 예반 데레스 마 가다노가 아 렌주사네 당 오네시나 개발 부메디즈기 개베기 예바지 개바다 예벤 중에 임바다 되네 다나 신기베 뇽 채와다 나데 마 오네시나 부메를 삼바는 시대 삼고아르지 차디가 어디냐 까든 줄 나로리야 다 부메 고망고 된대야지 조응에 당기 콘도 주반나시 상계를 결혼에 대충한테 치수이면 딩에라 개발경가로 차디게 빈 디졸이야 디졸이지 년보대야 된다리야 고배왕기 애들이 스파 소샤버든 립시에 대주 디균셀 때네 레 마도베기 에너지랑기지 부메를 메르답샤베 서럽지 부메디소 가르쇼지 미텔 메데서 뜬데게 사만 드레인주사 디균셀 때네 야 텔라 때네지 셈 shum바게 과르버지다 디게 요만 베라지 부메를 뇨모망가 예비 균셀 데이나 아 제발 뇨모 쳐요 여러분 니만 뇨모 쳐요 예비 균셀 도네야 고 제가 대신 고 삼당 저거 도시 이바레 드레인주사네 이내 다티 고바 균셀이야 바다 하마고 근데 지금 배주를 아버지 땅에서도 뇨모 뒤에 녀볼로 파마송체 미리 녀주 시야체도 상계 가도 배주 땅에서는 정말 봤디 근데 디 하고 가야 돼 개체버릇 도삼
In many of the teachings of the Buddha and of later masters, you do find such statements as that women have more afflictions, that they are the source of many problems, and so forth. But there's a reason why it was said in this way. These were said in particular, and then in addition to it, that then in each different region, there is their own particular view that was added on top of that. And so sometimes it seems like there is a lot of criticism of women in the strict scriptures and in the words of the Buddha and the later masters. But we need to realize that this was all said as an expedient, in an expedient way. There were reasons for saying that. And so what was the reason to say that? It was not to criticize women. That is not the point of it. But the point is that men feel attraction towards women. Women feel attraction towards men, and we need to pacify or quell that attraction and that attachment. In order to achieve the state of arhatship, we need to eliminate all of our attachment and fixation. So in order to achieve the levels of jhana and the deep meditations, not just the state of arhatship, but we need to eliminate such desire. And so it is for that purpose that this was said. When you want to look at the affliction as being a fault, as being a problem, then you start looking at the object that you have the affliction towards as being faulty. And so for that reason, in order to change from seeing something as being attractive to seeing it as being unattractive, it was said, such things were said for that purpose. And then another factor here is that there are more statements like this about women in the Buddhist scriptures because the Bhikkhuni Sangha developed later on in the Buddha's life. Before that, most of the Buddha's disciples were primarily bhikkhus or males. And so for that reason, he often gave them presentations of faults of women and so forth in order to decrease their desire. And there is also a sutra where he describes the faults of women, saying that they have more afflictions and so forth. And then at the end, someone asks him, well, do men have faults and problems as well? And he said, oh yes, men have stronger afflictions, men have these problems. And so he also pointed out both. And so the question of this is really to in order for men to recognize recognize that the object is not attractive in order to decrease their afflictions. But later on in the words of the Buddha and in the teachers, it's predominantly talking about the faults of women, and we need to understand that this is said as an expedient thing. It is said for a particular purpose, and when we say this, just merely saying it does not mean is that it's a criticism of women or that it's saying that they are somehow less human or so forth. And there is absolutely no reason to be discouraged about this in any way. In fact, we could even look at it, we could say, well, if women have more afflictions, then men's afflictions are stronger. And we can also think about it in this way. So this was said out of a particular need for a particular purpose, and we should not use these statements improperly. These are said in order, these are said in order to tame our afflictions, because if we do not do them, if we understand this improperly and think that it's criticizing women, then rather than being dharma that is a remedy that will help us tame our afflictions, then it actually becomes something that increases it increases them, and that is not appropriate. And so we should understand this.